guys, welcome to The Source. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and where you are from.
Hi, my name is Nick Mason. I'm 33. I work in environmental work, whether that's asbestos, oil rigs, salt mines, driving a truck, moving manually, or just whatever things that need to be done into the environment. I am full on, hands-on, and like behind the computer when it comes to that stuff. What I do for fun, go to the gym, I do martial arts, I read occasionally, I like to hang out with friends, play basketball, these sort of things. Occasionally I game. I would say, yeah, that's about me. I'm a man full of surprises and I like to have fun.
Nathifa?
Hi, my name is Nathifa, and I will be 27 November. I'm originally from New York. I came to Boston for school and never left. I currently work as a project manager at an affordable housing company. I've been there for 4.5 years and have been stepping up in my career. For fun, I like to crochet, work with my hands. I have a business where I do some hand-making crochet, clothings. I also can do some non-licensed architecture drawings, designed, and also I have a blog as I'm working on my memoir.
Awesome. So you guys are a couple, right?
Yes.
Now, let's go back to the beginning. I know that you guys go to Hyde Park Church and you heard about Mix and Mingle. Tell us a little bit about what you thought when you heard about that event.
I mean, when I first heard about it, I was curious with no real intentions, just wanted to come out and check it out, be supportive. I mean, I wasn't necessarily expecting to find someone that I would oh my gosh, I would just jump straight into a relationship immediately. But I was hoping to actually meet some new people, start some friendships, and I was in the point in my life where I was reintegrating myself back into the church consistently.
For me, when I heard about it, it was in church. I think it was just before the evangelistic series had started, and I was curious because I was also the leader of the singles ministry at Hyde Park. So I thought it was kind of interesting when it came out. The name wasn't intimidating, so that was pretty good. So that it was called Mix and Mingle, so it was nice that it wasn't too intimidating, that it seemed like it was just more of a casual event where you can just meet people, just talk. It wasn't with the expectation of jumping into a relationship, or you had to meet someone, kind of like a speed dating event. It seemed very casual. It came at a time where I just entered into my being intentional about my single season, of rededicating my life to God, just mentally, not jumping into relationships, coming with a different mindset. A friend of mine, when I told her about it, or when we saw it, she was currently in a relationship, and we were talking about it. I wanted to go, but I didn't want to go by myself because I felt it was a bit intimidating, because it's fairly new. I normally don't go to events like that, but she encouraged me. Last minute, she ended up not joining me just for support, and I still went. I went with a mindset of not knowing what to expect, and getting there, it was nice. When I first got to the Mix and Mingle event, I came with the mindset of just not knowing what to expect. I looked nice, so I felt good. And I got there, it was early, it was still not many people. I saw Michelle, the host, and John sitting there, so I just spoke with them. I saw two of my members from church. a married couple. So we just spoke. And then as people were coming in, I didn't really notice until the event was about to start. So I came in and understanding that we were supposed to get a number. They gave us instructions about that. The tables were set up by age, so that was nice. So it made me relax a bit, especially the fact that I knew people that were there, especially the host and some other people that helped me calm down a bit. It just make it more casual. So that was it was really chill. The music, the food, just the atmosphere was pretty nice. So it made me relax.
Mm-hmm. I would say something around like the similar note. For me, when I got there, like first I would say like just my whole preparation. At first I was just like, what am I gonna wear? And I was like, you know what, let me just go simple, but all black, everything, chain, and just put some cologne on, do my thing, and let the charm do the rest. It's just like, cause I'm a very easygoing person, so it's just like me talking, mingling, meeting people. I feel like my natural persona would be making people laugh without trying, and I just come across as like very likable. When I first got in, I noticed there wasn't much people, but like I figured like, all right, I'm kind of early, so other people would come in later, which is what eventually happened. I forget certain details. I think I just went and sat down at a table with a couple of people. Was that the case? Like, did you see when I first entered?
Nope, I did not. That
Oh,
was
okay. All right. So, like, I think I sat down with, like, a couple of folks and at a table. I was just, like, not really, like, necessarily introducing because I think I knew them. And it was just casually having a conversation. One thing led to another. The whole thing started off from there. And, yeah, all I know is, like, that I had a very good time that night.
So what happened when you guys actually met up at the Mix and Mingle in the activities?
When we met up at the Mix and Mingle activities, it was towards the end of the night. We were at our third round of just going up to somebody, introducing ourselves, and just starting a conversation. There were different activities on the table, whether it was Jenga, cards, a poem, an art project, and because I saw Nick and I noticed that he was there, I met him from church. We've talked a few times, and I introduced ourselves. I'm at church. In my head, when I saw that he was there, I was like, okay, I kind of figured that he would be there. So I went up to him at the third round and I was like, hey, so I gave him a hug. And what made it a little bit more like inviting for me is that he commented on the way that I looked.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And my perfume that he can smell. So I was mentally taken back. I was like, oh, okay, so I got this. But it was just casual. We gave each other hugs since we met up before, and then we sat down. I was previously playing Jenga, so we kind of continued that. And we just started talking, just kind of like catching up from like church. It got a little deep quickly about like my experiences. I ended up talking about my mom and how her death had affected me. And right off the bat, he said that I had a lot of maturity for my age, just based on my experience and how I was able to be resilient from what had happened to me. But from there, like mentally, I was like, okay, he's not intimidated. He's not intimidated by my success. He understands where I am. So that was a little bit more freeing, or just mentally like making me calm and realize where we were. And we continued on. We spoke for, that session was 10 minutes. Then it went into a 5-minute speed dating round, so we kind of continued that session. After the 5 minutes, you hear Nick saying like, "Is that all? Like that's not enough time. Like we need some more time." But like we just had to continue going on. I wish that it was a little bit longer.
That's all true. That's all true. It's crazy. I remember, if anybody knows me, I kind of have a big mouth. So like, I was definitely screaming like to Michelle, whoever was the media at that time. I was like, listen, we need more time. It's like, I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm tired of asking like the same questions over and over. So what about you? What's like, I'm invested right here. So like, like skip us. Like we cooling right here. And that conversation could have lasted a long time.
Yeah,
it really could have. It was very mentally stimulating. I already found her like attractive like from the first day I saw her at church, but like from then it's just like, who you? I was like, it's crazy that she even says it's like intimidation of her success, because to me it's like, I thought I was dope from everything that she was telling me, but like seeing a woman that was like she said, resilient, that seems like normal to me, because like that, she showed qualities that I found very familiar throughout my family, particularly my mother. Because my mom is a very hardworking woman and dealt with a lot of things going up throughout her life and still progressed and moved forward through all that. I seen in that glimpse of strength that she had, that my mom has in her. And like, I wasn't necessarily thinking like, oh my gosh, she's like my mom, but it's like, she was saying, I was like, I recognize it. I was like, yeah, that's normal. And that's cool. I like that.
The same night, I was sitting there after you left. There were some other guys that I was sitting there talking to, and they were like, they were like asking me about like, I think it was based on the cards. They were asking me about like, what do I do and everything, and I was like, oh, I'm a project manager at an affordable housing company. Oh, like, and what I do at church is like, oh, you kind of like that, and like you can hear the comments, you can hear the notion. It's not just, I know other people would be intimidated, but that day it was like evident, like the way that they were answering the questions, or the way that they were taken back when I was responding.
So quick question. What were you thinking about him that night?
Meaning?
And were you even thinking about her that night? Beyond the speed dating and beyond, what were you guys thinking about each other? Knowing that you were coming from the same church and knowing that you were both coming there to meet people, to mix and mingle.
You go first on this one.
I guess basically off the bat that he was single. He was not in a relationship. So there was at least some hope or an opening, given that we've already spoken before. And then coming to this event, it kind of solidified it a little bit more that, okay, he's not on the exterior. He looks like a player. So that's what went in my head since I've met you, since you've been talking, the way that you come to church. Of course, I noticed that you haven't been there before and that he was coming back, so I understand that. So all these perceived notions or thoughts are in my head. But that kind of, I didn't care, just based on the conversation that we had. So, of course, mentally, before the Mix and Mingle event, I was like, okay, things are happening, there's some level of attraction, but is he single? Or even if, based on where I was in my single season, is this something that I want to entertain? Like, am I ready type of, if anything was to happen? And then with the Mix and Mingle event, I was like, okay, what if something was to happen based on the conversations? Granted, at the end of the night, I was looking for him to kind of like get his number, even though I kind of had his number already because it's church. But I didn't want to make it seem like that. But
she's stalking me.
But yeah, that's kind of my ideas.
What I was thinking when I actually like was talking with Tifa, to be totally honest, is a lot like different what would be suspected, because truth be told, I tried approaching her earlier and I thought she denied me. And that
What was that?
Remember when I looked at you and I said, hey, you had a nice smile, and you just looked at me?
Bruh, you went downstairs.
I know, but still, you looked at me like, y'all know, fellas, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If a girl look at you like,
it was
like,
quick, you were walking.
Still, it didn't matter.
Because I was not expecting you to say that, or to compliment me.
All right, but here's the thing, I'm not thinking that. I was like, let me do this quick. Because you didn't intimidate me, but I was a little bit nervous in even doing just that. So, and once you gave that reaction, I was like, oh, she don't like me. Whatever. Just go do whatever it is I wanted to do. And yeah, I guess it's a little pathetic. Whatever. So, I will say my attraction that I had then increased once we started talking to her. But my thing is like, I almost felt as if while I was doing that, it's like, dang, I'm attracted to this girl, but she's not most likely feeling the same way about me. So it's like, because like I'm not super invested, I'm invested to the point where I'm like, oh, this would be an amazing friend. Like as I'm talking to her, I continue to go throughout the night and talk to like other people. But what happened later on dun dun dun. No, what happened is she ended up texting me that same night. Oh, I really enjoyed our conversation with one another, and from that, and like she sent me a whole paragraph. Brothers, y'all know what a paragraph is.
No, I did not.
You sent more than enough.
No, I did.
100 characters were used at least.
Course correction. It was the next day.
It wasn't the next day.
It was not the same night because that was 12 o'clock in the night. I had to go drop my car off someplace.
Okay.
And I had an event the next day. So I was like, I'm not going to look like...
What, thirsty?
Yes. I'm not going to look thirsty.
She needed some water. I'm just no, but when she said that text to me, I was like, oh.
That's it.
I'm like, yeah. I was like, any of y'all ever seen that meme of Soul Illuminati? Like, oh, she want me, she want. I was like, that's how I was feeling. So the next Sabbath, I asked her on a date, and it's like from there, it was just like at first I was like, yeah, like this is gonna be fun. That lasted so long. You know a date is going well when it's not just food. It progresses from one event to another place to this to it. That whole thing, that whole day started
first date?
Yeah, our first date. That started what was it, on a Sunday?
Yeah, we did dinner and then we went to David Buster's.
But we did more than just that, didn't we?
No, that was it.
That was it?
Yeah.
That lasted a long time, whatever. It was just like, and like I picked her up, we talked for like so long. And then we engaged in we was just having conversation.
So just to start off about like how the night went, and finishing off what he said about what he thought when we got together that night, when he mentioned about when he first started talking to me and how he didn't think that I was attracted to him or that I was interested, because we were already talking, and I did find him attractive. That same time that he complimented me, I put myself in that position so that we can talk, whether it was just briefly, but I just wanted to be within the area so that if he saw me, he can talk to me and whatnot. So I was sitting on the stairs and that's when he passed by. In my head, he just quickly just walked. It's like he didn't stop. He just did it in passing. And I guess mentally, I didn't know what to expect. And I answered, I was like, thank you. But I tripped up on my words. And then next thing I know, he was gone. So
let's pause there. To this day, I still don't believe that. Continue.
But it's my experience.
I'm not saying your experience. Hey,
way.
Listen, I hear you. But the reason why I know it's true is because you've never deviated on any detail of what you just said. So for me, I'm just like, because I remember that. I remember the approach. I remember how I felt in that moment. And the way you looked at me is like, to me,
Well, I'm sorry.
but you know why? I also know why I believe that is really the case, because you have certain looks that look exactly like the same as like different emotions. So your confused look can look a lot the same way as a disgust look.
Okay.
So
But you didn't know that then.
yeah, exactly. So I think you're disgusted with me when I said what I said,
Understood.
but you were actually confused. So I'm like,
Or I was more shocked, like
yeah, like what she said.
But
I'm done
anyways, I did text him because I had his number because I didn't see him that night. I kind of wanted to linger a bit, so like I can say like, oh, I enjoyed our talk. Could we probably exchange number or whatever? When we first started dating, it was literally the Sabbath after that event. He asked me out after church and we went out the next day. I had an event, I was doing a photo shoot, but I was like, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity. I don't want my plans to interrupt, and things actually happened that I didn't need the full time and it was able to start earlier. So I said that we can go out. We went to dinner, then we went to David Buster's and we had a good time. It was nice, just the conversation that we had. One caveat that I learned, which was like, this can't be real, was we were sitting at dinner and we were talking about things that we like to do. Like he asked me if I had liked ice cream. I told him I like cherry vanilla. He said that he liked Snickers ice cream. And then he was like, don't judge me, but I like to melt my ice cream. And I just sat there and laughed because I do the same thing too. Mm-hmm. So I was like, no, this can't be real. Like I found somebody else, that basically melts their ice cream as well. Put it in the microwave, let it melt.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's us. That's us. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Judge us. I don't care.
But continuing on after that night, I think we went out maybe that next Saturday. We did like a Bible study in the quarries. Then after that, we went to the movies. That was also the weekend of Labor Day. So we ended up hanging out like twice in that day. We've been talking every day since then. I was a bit scared by the second day that we started talking after the first night because of the things that he was saying. It seemed to be too good to be true. So I was like, okay, and how do I go into this given what I previously have been through? But I took my time. I didn't rush into anything. By maybe the second week and a half, he asked me to be his girlfriend, but I didn't want to rush it either because I wanted to pray. I wanted to do things right based on how things, not saying that people don't meet their person within like maybe just the same day, a week or whatever, but I wanted to take my time, make sure that this was God's will.
Yes.
Since then, after I said yes, our anniversary is September 4th. We've been together for almost 2 years now, a year and 10 months now. And we got engaged March 8th. And he will tell you about that.
Yeah. She was righteously fighting me, y'all. It's like, but I'm actually happy that you did do that, getting confirmation from the Lord before you try to continue. But that's good.
So tell us a little bit about the proposal.
When I knew I was ready to propose, or when I was going to, I honestly just sat down with myself and started to just ask myself questions about who she was and where it is that I want my life. Plus, I was also thinking about like what God was doing for me all within that time, because a lot of things changed. And it just dinged on me. It was just like, this is my wife to be. It's like everything about her, I could just see in the way that she just operates with the way that I am, and we just work together very well. How that process to actually proposing did not go as well as I thought it would. Originally, my plan was to actually, let's go bowling and let's play pool. And in the middle of her losing, because she's going against me, most likely she's gonna lose. like I would just be right behind her as she's about to like scratch another ball or whatever, and just be on one knee and be like, will you marry me? Like that. That didn't go as well as I planned because like I have an inability of focusing. Like I kept watching the Celtics because it was the Celtics game on, and like and she like was getting frustrated with me because I'm like I was supposed to be spending time with her and enjoying our time with one another and being on the date. And like if you know me, I love watching basketball, but that's here and there. The setting got a little bit uncomfortable because of me. Like she was a little bit aggravated because I wasn't paying attention, but I pulled her to the side and I just held her hand and I was just like, listen, Blake, if I was to propose to you, like, would you say yes? And she was like, no, would you be mad is what I asked. And she was just be like, she was like, yeah, that's pretty much what you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she would be like, yes. I was like, all right. It's like, and so I said no, but then she like stopped me and looked me dead in the eye. I was like, are you serious? Were you seriously about to do that? And she looked in my pocket because I had like the thing right there and it was bulging out, and she was just like, she like kind of lost it. I was like, listen, like we might as well just like go. I was like, do you want to leave? Just like, she couldn't speak after that. Like we ended up walking to the car and she was just like,
Finished the game.
We finished the game? All right, cool. So I'm gonna need her to interject through a lot of this. We got to the car and she sat down in the passenger seat, me and the driver, and we just sat down, just looking in front of us. And I started to get a little teary-eyed because I was apologizing, but then overall it's like I was really about to confess what it is that I wanted to. But she said, like, before any of that even happened, she looked at me and was just like, Are you like really serious? Is this like please interject if anything is off right now. Like, are you like really serious? And I'm just like, yes. And I pulled it out.
I was like, you might as well just.
It's like so I ended up like just opening it, showing it to her, and she was just like in shock. And I ended up saying it's like I don't see my life continuing well, successfully without you being by my side. And I love her, and I said something corny like, oh, like you got my 6, well I'm paying attention to 12. Is like anybody understands that clock lingo. Like she's got my back, I got hers. I'm paying attention to up front while she's got my back. Same thing, vice versa. And I was like, would you spend the rest of my life with me? And the funny part about it is that the ring didn't even fit because I never got his size. So it's like she had it on, but it would only go up to like right here. It's like, I didn't know exactly a good reference to actually like help it. Like, but yeah, I got good taste. Check. Yeah, do this. Like, yeah. I knew what I was doing. I mean, from that part I got right. Besides sizing it, but yeah, like that's how that that day happened. That's a day for. I'll be telling that story for a long time, but she's gonna be fixing it.
Let me finish. So the ring didn't fit, but of course the emotions were still there. And I said yes. The night finished. We got some food. We called his mom. I called my best friend. Later that night, when we were eating, once again, the game wasn't finished when we left. He was on his phone. Also, there was a UFC fight. He's on his phone trying to figure out where to see it and everything. And I'm like, Nick, you just proposed to me. You're acting as if it didn't happen. And I was like, given the fact that the ring was already small, I was like, okay, we got to do this again, in like the right way. So that during the week he was able to get it resized, and after church, the following week he took me to one of a side, like in the back of the Blue Hills, like like some of like the streets like in the mountains, or like there's like little like nooks offer. You can do like an overlook, or there are some things hidden up in the hills. So we went there. We've been there before on like one of our earliest dates, and then he did it the right way. He got down on one knee and proposed again. And
Beautiful.
yeah.
Yes. I did it the right way.
Awesome. So you guys are going to be married when?
We will be married next year.
On July 19th.
Yes, 2026.
2026.
Awesome. So this has been quite an interesting journey that you guys took. What advice would you give for someone who might in the future, be thinking about going to a mix and mingle and thinking, would I actually meet someone there? What advice would you have for someone who might be thinking about it?
I don't take this the wrong way, but I would guess say like keep expectations reasonable and consistent with values. And when I'm saying values, I mean are their values consistent with yours when it comes to faith, and are they consistent in that? Many other things will find that you can either find the ways to deal with, like if you converse with one another. I guess also is get to know the person. Be fine with just being friends. Like early on when we started dating, it's like there was the most intimate things that we really were doing was just conversing with one another and getting to know each other through friendship.
Having fun.
Just having fun. Like I thought one of the dates we were going to talk about where it's we went to the zoo, we went to I drew
that was a good day.
her everywhere. It's like I was so dang near infatuated with her. Like, oh, we're done. Like, no, we're not.
Or
Like, it was
I
don't want to leave her. It was like, no, I'm not waiting another week.
We didn't want the date to be done, so
Yeah.
we've done 4 different things. We went for a walk. We went to dinner. We went to play golf here in Norwood or Randolph somewhere. Then we went downtown for food. Then we ended up going to the zoo to see the lights at night. We've done a baseball game one.
We played basketball that same day too.
No, that was the baseball game.
Oh, okay.
Because we were in red.
Was that the same day you fell?
No.
Oh, it was the day she
No, that
fell.
was a month.
All right, fine. Yeah, that was funny. And
But
sad at the same time.
for advice for those that will potentially go to another mix and mingle event or just starting their journey, focus on you first. And that's the big thing, especially if you are a Christian. Focus more on your relationship with you and God. Know who you are.
Yes.
Know what you want. Don't worry about the potential. Because once you know who you are, you have your foundations, you have your values, even your boundaries, that you hold true to that. And of course, relying on God's timing and His plan, He definitely will make a way for you. And also, with the expectations, just be open-minded. Of course, guard your heart, but still be open-minded to different realities, not coming with your own experiences, but leaving that behind and see each relationship as a fresh new start. And I mean a completely fresh new start, as if you were dating for the first time and not carrying the baggage from other relationships.
Awesome. Any challenges you wanted to share that you guys encountered through this whole process?
I guess this is not a big challenge for us. But communication.
Yeah, that's all I was going to say.
Being able to communicate what you're feeling regardless of what it is. Even if it's very small, if one is not focused, just say, oh, I didn't fully understand what you said, or I'm not fully participating, can you repeat that? That is key because most people think that they're listening, but they're not really listening with intent to understand, and that's just crucial overall.
Beautiful. Well, we just want to say thank you guys for sharing your story on The Source. Thank you for coming to the Mix and Mingle in spite of the fact that some people were nervous about doing that. You know, you knew each other from church, but the Mix and Mingle really solidified and brought you guys together in a different kind of way. And we wish you all the best as you go forward in your marriage, in your relationship, that God will bless you forever, that you may be happy and love each other and take care of each other. God bless you.
Thank you.